Do not, I'm gonna tell you, don't go to college unless you have these two things in place. Number one, yo, y'all know who it is. It's your man Gone God. It's your boy Guru Jack, aka Mr. Do It Jack himself, and I'm back in the mix. I'm back in action, and this is What's Your Hustle. Well, hustling is a way of life. My hustle, I'm talking how you survive through life every day. Much love and respect to everybody. If you've been jumping in the live streams, I've been going live a lot more. And I love the questions that y'all ask, so I appreciate the support there. It's really the young homies who, you know what I'm saying, who really support the channel is what also gives me that extra motivation to keep going. Now, let's go ahead and get into this video. This particular video is, these are the only two situations in which you need to go to college, all right? Now, of course, coming up as a young homie, right now, you got teachers right now telling you that you have to go to college. You got your parents, you got, you know what I'm saying, society telling you that you have to go to college. Now, college is a little bit different than what it was before. What I mean is, before it was all about, you don't have a whole lot of options outside of college, meaning the internet wasn't as booming as it was, right? Social media wasn't as booming as it was. And you see people are getting famous, or not just necessarily famous, but they're having sufficient financial lives and careers based off of the internet, right? It wasn't exactly like this about 20, 30 years ago. Unless you have an idea of what type of career you want to have, and that career, that particular field or job, is one in which you need to have a degree for. So you want to be a doctor, you want to be a lawyer, you want to be a dentist or something like that. Okay, well listen, you're not going to be that typically if you don't have that piece of paper, that degree that certifies you, right? That says, hey, look, I went through this type of schooling, I have this level of education. If you don't have a degree or a field in mind that needs to have those, listen, you don't need to go. If you want to go for something like photography, you want to be a photographer, you want to be I don't know, a videographer, you want to be a fashion designer, right? Something that is in the creative field. Creative careers do not require you to have a degree in most cases, all right? I'm a film director. I don't necessarily have to go to film school and then go to knock on somebody's studio and say, hey, look, here's my degree, now hire me. It doesn't work like that for a lot of those types of professions and careers. But accounting, on the other hand, which is actually what I studied my first 2 years in college, and then I switched to engineering. Those things you're going to require a degree. Now, here's the thing. I always, of course, they say you don't have to declare a major when you go into college. Just get to college, bump around, and then discover what you want. That shit is not, hey, listen, that's not how it works, bro. You need to go in knowing what you want to do. That way you can have direction when you're in college. Me personally, I didn't know what the hell I want to do in college. Like, I thought I was going to be an NBA player. You know what I'm saying? I thought all these I had all these delusions of grandeur. Now, you can go to college and bump it around and then just find something that, you know what I'm saying, you want to do. It does happen. I do not recommend doing that because you're going to find yourself switching majors like I did. I was an accountant major and then I switched to engineering, right? Mechanical engineering. Go in knowing what you want to do so you don't waste time. I took economics. I took bookkeeping, classes like that, when I switched my major to engineering, guess what? None of those credits applied to my switch over. Does that make sense? So if you're an engineer major and let's say you switch to, I don't know, medical, nursing or something, right? Nurses don't have to take calculus like that, if I'm not mistaken. So when you switch your majors, just know that that's literally money that you're throwing down the toilet and flushing. You're literally throwing it out the window. So you need to have direction when you go into college, all right? An idea of the career in which you need to pursue that requires you to have a degree. That's situation number one. Situation number two is, we don't go to college, or we're gonna have to stop going to college unless we have an athletic scholarship, unless we have a academic scholarship, or unless we have or unless we're in a financial situation to where we can fund our schooling. Too many of us are going into college like I did, where moms don't really have the money. She's just dumping money, hoping that you succeed. She's dumping on chance, hoping that you're going to continue. And we don't even always have those intentions that we really want to be in college. Let's be honest. Most of us don't want to go to college. We don't even want to be there. When we're in college, we mad like, damn, I don't want to be in this class. I would rather be working on my craft. I really like to draw. I want to be an artist. You know what I'm saying? I like to make films. I don't want to be in a class learning about Shakespeare right now. This is not benefiting me in the long run with what I want to do. A lot of us know that intuitively. Whether or not we voice that opinion to our parents and to our administrators and things like that is one thing, but we know where our heart is. And most of us don't need to be in college because we're just wasting time and we're wasting money. You hear all these stories about student loan debt. We got more student loan debt now today than ever before. Why? Because so many of us are made to feel like we have to be in college in order to be a sufficient, productive human being in a society. You get me? Let me slow down if I'm moving too fast because your boy is in a race right now. So try to have finances in place. Now, of course, if you're on an athletic scholarship, if you're on an academic scholarship, you're going to have to maintain a certain grade point average. We know that already. But here's another thing that you could do, right? Just as far as strategy is concerned, if you know that you want to get a degree. Don't necessarily, if you don't have a scholarship, don't necessarily go to a 4-year university right out the gate. I would recommend go to community college, which is what I should have did. I went to a 4-year university out the gate. Moms was dumping money and I was just trying to see how many chicks I can get with and how many parties I can go to. You know what I'm saying? So I didn't go in with the same mentality, right? And it became a burden on my parents for them to be dumping in money. And I'm not necessarily having the intentions to really make sure I give them an investment on their money. Does that make sense? So go to community college, right? You're gonna get the same course level, the same type of classes for cheaper. You know what I'm saying? Cheaper is always better in the case of college, in my opinion, right? So my humble opinion, go there, do your 2 years and you can pay out of pocket. You can still be able to work and still go to school, which is what I did, right? I was working full time and I was still going to school. Now that's going to be a lot on you because you're going to be tired from work and you're not going to feel like studying. But I was able to finish my 2-year degree, which I'm going back possibly to finish my 4-year degree in engineering. Just depends on how the ball swings over there or how the bat swings. Anyways, do that. That's an option, right? Because like I said, you're gonna get the same. You're gonna get the same thing no matter. Don't be paying attention to all your homies who going to Ohio State, going to Georgia State. You know what I'm saying? Going to Virginia Tech and all of these big major schools, and you feel like, well, damn, they really doing it. A lot of those kids don't finish. All right. Now, good for them that they are doing it, but don't compare yourself to other people. Sometimes y'all in two different races. You feel me? You can't always compare yourself to what other people are doing and judging yourself based off of other people's progress. You feel me? So just to recap, only go to school if you know exactly what you want to do, and what you do requires a degree. And don't go if your financial situation ain't in line. You're gonna end up like your boy Do It Jack, where I don't even have a whole lot of student loan debt, probably about, I don't know, maybe let's just say $15,000, right? Somewhere around there, which that's something that I can manage, right? But then there's people who are going to college for, you know what I'm saying, like I don't know, sports management, or let's say they're going to college for, I don't know, some other type of profession where they're finishing and they're in $50,000 worth of debt because they're just taking up them student loans. Them student loans can be addictive because you're getting a whole check and you can actually move around a little bit on some of those student loans. But don't do that, man. Don't take the bait. Listen to your boy Do It Jack. Remember, if I'm coming on this camera, I'm coming with something constructive that can help out all my homies to get them some money and to stay out of trouble, man. Make sure that you follow me on Instagram because I'm going live a lot more. Follow me at What's Your Hustle 1. Typically, I'm going live at 6 p.m. and I usually announce it on my stories on that earlier in that day. All right. Like this video. Leave a comment, man. Leave a comment. I do read your comments, even though I don't have time to respond to each one. I do read the comments. All right. And make sure that you know what I'm saying, you share this with somebody. And let somebody know that they don't have to go to college if you just get you a little bit of grind, a little bit of brain power, and some creativity. All right, haters, look, y'all know what it is, man. It's your boy Do It Jack. So get at it.